beautiful morning here at Radio Vision Studios. Our first guest this morning. You know what? I looked at the numbers and it was staggering. But 67 million Americans suffer from allergies each year. And I know right now that you guys have been listening to the news because I watch one of my favorite news stations, Channel 29 News, and I know they've been talking about the pollen. Pollen is going to be hitting us over the next couple of days. So we've brought our health expert on to talk a little bit about some better remedies that they're actually putting out there. Emi Kirschner, welcome, health
Thank
coach and health expert for the Radio Vision Network studio. Emi, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here again.
Absolutely, it's always a pleasure to have you. You know, I was looking at those numbers.
Hmm.
Pretty staggering.
It's
pretty
amazing.
staggering. You know.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit before we even get into the allergies. Tell us a little bit about you. How did you get started in the health coaching business?
It's really been a progression. The big catalyst for me was, excuse me, it was my son as a baby had digestive problems, and the doctors couldn't help her. They ran all the tests, did everything that they were supposed to do, and they didn't come up with any solutions. And the last pediatric gastroenterologist said, I'm sorry, try giving him some more olive oil so that he doesn't lose any more weight, and see you later. And it really led me into starting to read everything I could get my hands on about nutrition and what he was eating and what we were eating. And after about a year, I finally healed his gut. And he's, at 17 now, he's fine.
Olive oil?
Yeah. Yeah, because fat digests more slowly.
Yeah.
In his system, or in the digestive system, so it takes more time and there's more calories to burn through.
Interesting, but that's good fat though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very good fat, and you want fat in your diet.
Right.
Yep.
You know what? And I think people, again, not for this show, but people go to that extreme of cutting out fat and stuff. But it's necessary in our diet.
It's very necessary because it's what builds healthy cells.
Okay.
So.
Now you even talked about, before the show, you even talked about you had a little bit of a health scare with allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of what turned you in to this health machine.
Yes. It was right before I decided to become a health coach, and I had allergies. Even as a child, I had gotten allergy shots every other week for what seemed like an eternity at that point. I was about 6. But had taken over-the-counter stuff periodically, and when we moved here, they got worse. When I was in Pennsylvania, and I was taking a Zyrtec Benadryl mix, which I don't recommend ever. I felt like a zombie, but it was better than wanting to scratch my eyes out. And I got really sick after doing that for a couple of days, and sinus infection and everything else. And again, it was one of those moments where I was like, I am not doing this anymore.
Right.
And I changed, even though I was already eating pretty clean, I changed again, just slightly what I was doing, and my allergies since then have become almost non-existent.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I had allergies. I had some allergies as a kid, but not like some of my buddies. One in particular, Tim Spinagati. You're watching out, Spinner. This guy had the worst allergies. When around this time, his eyes were so puffy.
Oh yeah.
He was actually one of my first friends in my neighborhood, and as we got into high school, he literally, teachers would think that he was out back smoking pot or something because his eyes were so red, and it was so frustrating to him, and I guess, like you got to that point where you're like, I gotta do something.
Yeah, well, and I want to feel good all the time, so that was not working for me.
Yeah.
And swelling and the red, itchy eyes, or your eyes running, and the runny nose, and sneezing, 700 times in a day, isn't fun to be experiencing.
And you know what? I mean, look, pharmaceutical companies, there are some needs for them, but years ago, they didn't have any kind of you could take this and not be sleepy. Really, the drug of 25 years ago, 30 years ago was Benadryl.
Yeah.
And you take that and you're out.
Out cold.
Out cold.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, you're out, and that was, hey, deal with it. And you kind of, as you woke up, you didn't have those allergy feelings until
Right.
it kind of wore off. But
Right.
that's just no way to live.
No, and I think, even 50 years ago, we weren't experiencing allergy symptoms the same way that we
Right.
do now.
Right, and we're going to talk about that because
Yeah.
I think today's show is really around allergies. So you know, um, I mean, one other thing though, um, the I was going to say the remedies
Hmm.
are a little different from back then as well.
Yes.
So
Well, some of them are, something that your grandmother might have done. Some of them are more immune building now, and it's just shifting what you're eating slightly.
okay.
Um,
So let's get into the actual allergies. What are they? What are some of the identifiers like
Right.
out there in the allergy world? I mean, I think everybody knows the
Right.
first one, pollen.
Right. Well, it's pollen, but that can come from grass. It can come from trees, and the trees here in Pennsylvania and New Jersey are in bloom and full.
Right.
So I'm expecting to see the nice yellow coating
On all the cars.
yeah, on everything really soon.
Just a given.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's mold, there's tree bark. I mean, everything is kind of coming to life again. Has stuff.
Yeah. And now because we talked about this
Right.
before we started the show, I think people think mold.
Yeah.
You think of the mold in your house, which is dangerous
Right.
to
Right.
you, but what we're talking about is the mold outside
Mhm.
that you can't control. You can't go pouring bleach on everything around your house. You know what I mean?
No, and it can be like on the tree bark, or it can
Right.
be anywhere, and the mold spores get blown around when it's windy.
Okay.
And I know that the pollen count yesterday was like 11.6 or something, so it was really, really high, and it's expected to be that way for the next couple of days. And really until it rains and the rain will settle all the pollen, it's going to be that high.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they were saying like it really pollen levels always when it's dry,
Mhm.
like when
Right.
when it's extremely dry. That's when it's
Right.
out there. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about some symptoms and start to get into the remedies
Right.
of dealing with allergies, seasonal allergies. So we'll be right back after this message.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly. It is a wonderful morning because I have our health expert in here, Emi Kirschner, and we're talking about seasonal allergies because I know everybody that even gets a glimpse of the news, they have right now told you that allergies, pollen, all that,
All of it.
all of
Yeah.
it's going to be attacking you.
Well, and everybody that I've been talking to have been saying, "Oh my goodness, it's been such an amazing year for allergies. They're
Mhm.
experiencing it at a new level."
Yeah.
And
So we identified some of the culprits
Right.
that make us feel that way.
Right.
Or feel that way, and now we're going to identify some of the things that you may be suffering when you have allergies. So
Yeah.
obviously, we have the runny noses,
Right.
watery eyes, the sneezing,
Sneezing.
congestion.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But even itching,
Itching.
it can also kind of trigger, and you're more likely to experience, trouble breathing, asthma,
Asthma's big.
and then, things like eczema, or even a
Really?
rash. Yeah, you're more, people who have allergies and seasonal allergies are more
Mhm.
likely to experience those things as well. And you can experience both of them together. So the pollen's kind of the trigger, but you can,
So,
Yeah.
your skin can be affected as
of
well.
course, yeah,
Okay, never knew
Yeah.
that. Never knew that.
yeah.
So, getting into a little bit of like the remedies of stuff.
Mhm.
You know, now if this, and this is a question, if there's pollen like attacking us, right?
Right.
Like I try to get I do at least 2 showers a day, but like
Okay.
in the summertime, I add an extra shower just to wash all the pollen and the stickiness.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good remedy?
It's not a bad thing. I don't think it's covering us
Yeah, I guess maybe
particularly. And if you're, if you're outside a lot, then you're going to get some of it on you. Washing your hands is going to help. Not touching your face is going to help. And then doing things like using a neti pot will help flush all the pollen out of your nasal passages. And you can get them pretty much anywhere. I mean, the grocery stores have them, Amazon has them, and there are these little pots that you can put warm water
Yeah.
and make a saline solution from, and it's great at just removing mucus and
Yeah,
stuff.
I had something, I don't know if that's it, but I had something where you squirt up on one side, it
Yeah,
comes
the
down the
nasal
other.
irrigator. Yeah.
That's amazing. Never
Yeah.
knew that it all is connected like plumbing.
It is.
You know?
It
I
is, and
was
it's supposed
pretty
to all drain
shocked.
properly.
It did. It actually did do that. So I was pretty amazed. But,
Yeah.
the allergies are attacking our immune system.
Yes.
Yes?
Sort of.
Sort of.
So it's
Explain.
it's really not attacking. It's that we're having a hyperimmune response to something that we shouldn't be really bothered by.
Okay.
So it's not that the pollen's out to get us. It's that our bodies are super sensitive to that particular thing. And it's similar to food allergies or anything else that you could be allergic to.
Okay.
So it's really that our immune systems aren't functioning quite right.
Okay.
And the remedies that I suggest, and when I'm working with clients, the way I've really made significant change for me was by changing how I eat, and shifting things in the diet that rebuilds the immune system, that create a healthier immune system. So because I did that, I don't get sick hardly ever. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. It seems that, more and more, let's face it, Americans, we're unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I think, it seems they're always getting back to eating healthy for a lot of things. So, as far as eating,
Right.
you were talking about during the break about green vegetables.
Yes, my favorite.
Your favorite. I love green vegetables too. And you know what? It's funny. I could eat them all day.
Right.
And sometimes I don't even need that meat there. I
Uh-huh.
can eat the vegetables.
Right.
But now you said there was something inside the green vegetables. You
It
said
was
a
in your
study.
body. So leafy greens in
Mhm.
particular, and that would be kale, spinach, Swiss chard, bok choy, dandelion
Bok
greens,
choy.
Napa cabbage, any of those types of vegetables
Mhm.
are some of the most nutrient-dense vegetables to include in your diet and help with a whole host of things, not just with allergies and not
Yeah.
just rebuilding your immune system. But there's a gene called TBET that scientists are starting to identify as something that helps increase and kind of regulate your immune system and your digestive system.
Really? I
And
need
it
that.
is affected but not only by food, but particularly by leafy greens.
Okay.
So leafy greens, kind of in a simple equation, leafy greens equal healthy immune system, equal less allergies.
Now, when you say greens,
Yeah.
like, is a string bean considered? Okay, so what
Yeah.
are you talking about? You're talking about lettuces,
Lettuces, and then
the bok
kale,
choy,
yeah.
the kale, which
Yeah, Swiss
okay.
chard, beet greens, dandelion
Okay.
greens,
It's
spinach, arugula.
yeah. I mean, it's a shame that dandelion greens grow out in your lawn, but
Yeah.
you can't.
No, don't eat those.
So you know what? But you know what? In places, I go upstate New York to visit relatives, and up there, because maybe a car travels down the road every 4 hours, and no one's fertilizing or
Right.
spraying stuff. We do go out and pull. Aunt Carol
Oh, yeah.
pulls the dandelions, and it's the best. You can eat really everything on the dandelion. Around here, don't do it. You're
No.
going to be getting some,
Yeah.
where's a turf builder in your mouth?
Yeah, which is toxic.
Yes, yes. But it's amazing, it's kind of amazing what's right in our own
Yeah.
backyard
Well, and it's amazing too. I mean, there's all sorts of different plant species that are edible and growing abundantly, but we can't eat them because we've sprayed
We've just
stuff
really
all over the place.
contaminated
Yeah.
it. Plus, what I mean, even like herbs. I mean, I try to, I would grow herbs, keep them in my house because I'm so scared that they get mixed with stuff outside.
Right.
Even our vegetables are sometimes a little weird about vegetables outside. I've got a phobia. But anyway.
Wash
So,
them off.
yeah, I know. Everybody says I'm a nut, but I'm just so weird
Well,
about it.
I mean, the average conventional apple that you're buying at the grocery store has upwards of 50 different chemicals on it.
Really?
Yeah.
No more supermarket apples then.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? But you wash it.
Buy-organic.
Buy-organic, yeah. Absolutely. So, back to your immune system. Okay, so eating leafy green vegetables
Right.
is what's going to help benefit that.
Yes, and eating more vegetables in general is going to help.
Okay.
It helps just clean you out. Vegetables are one of the things that have all of the amazing nutrients that we need to be healthy. But things like sprouts, like bean sprouts or radish sprouts or broccoli sprouts are super nutrient dense, and they're kind of cleansing, so they're pulling stuff out of the body, congestion, toxins, and because they are right at that sprouting stage, they have more enzymes and micronutrients that really aren't measurable but have a huge effect on our bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk about, you keep mentioning eating healthy, digestive. I want to kind of talk about the digestive part.
Okay.
And how important it is to, eating right and absorbing stuff.
Right.
So we're going to be right back off this commercial break, and then Emi's going to make us a nice healthy shake.
I am.
She bought her master mixer, and I think it will grind up a tree stump. So we're going to be right back after this.
Choosing the right fence for your home or business is an important decision to make. Choose a Nello fence for peace of mind. Our family has manufactured and installed beautiful maintenance-free fence for over 50 years. We provide vinyl, aluminum, and wood fence in a wide variety of styles and colors, including chain link fence for commercial and residential. Call or visit our indoor showroom and ask for Steve Anello and see how 4 generations of combined experience mean that you'll get quality and service that can't be matched by any other fencing company, period. Call Anello Fence today for a free estimate.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
We are with our health expert, Emi Kirschner, and we are talking seasonal allergies. You know what? I said some numbers in the beginning of the show. 67 million Americans are affected by allergies, okay? Now, this is the real kicker. Was it $6 billion are spent on allergy medicines and stuff like that in America? God, are we going to, do they really want to correct it? I don't think so. Come on. So that's why we have our health expert on to talk a little bit about some more healthier choices to getting you back on track with digestion and your immune system. So right before the break, I had a question, and I kind of talked during the break a little bit about it because I read this study that when your digestive tract or your stomach lining starts to wear down of all the food that we've eaten over the years, I was asking Emi, when you eat all these green vegetables, does it help get that back in the shape as far as being able to absorb the nutrients? Because why eat them if it's not going to work? It's not doing anything.
Because they taste amazing.
They taste amazing. That's true. But you said it does help
It does
in
help.
a way.
It's when I'm working with my digestive wellness clients, adding leafy greens into their diet is one of the things that helps the most for most of them.
Okay.
There's certain conditions where sometimes they need to be eating more cooked vegetables than raw, but it really does help heal the digestive tract. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you know what, I guess you have to absorb the vitamins.
Right,
It has
and
to.
that's where leaky gut and some of those other
Leaky gut.
issues are. Is your gut is so inflamed that you're not absorbing the nutrients. It's not being digested properly, and particularly with leaky gut, the food particles and whatnot are all passing through your intestines into your body.
And just
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Now
it's-
let me ask you a question because I want to put. I think as us Americans, and I'm kind of beating up on Americans today because we are, but we are instant gratification people.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, how long does it really take? If someone's out there watching us saying, you know what, Emi, Keith, you're right. I'm doing it today.
Right.
Is it going to work tomorrow?
No.
You hear that? No.
It's
it
not.
takes time.
It took you, X amount of time to get to where you're at. It
Right.
takes time to get back to being healthy. So depending on how extreme the case is too, it could be a month, it could be a couple months, it could be longer. But most people start seeing significant results within a couple weeks.
In a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
you'll start seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, the bloating, I guess, will go down.
Yeah. I've done a couple of cleanses, customized cleanses with clients who've had severe digestive problems, and in a couple of weeks they've noticed huge differences, not only with bloating and just not feeling well, but their energy levels start to skyrocket too, and they're more clear and focused. So
Right.
it's not just one thing; it really affects the whole body and the whole person.
You know what? I went through that a couple of years ago, and I
Yeah.
did a cleanse, and I stood out pretty good, and I need
Right.
to do it again because I kind of fell away from it. But I did feel so much better.
And I'm not, I like doing the cleanse as part of your wellness, overall wellness habits and practices. I'm not
Right.
let's do a detox for 30 days because it's going to solve all my problems.
Right. Exactly.
It's really targeting what you want out of it.
Right. And you know what? And that's true because I did it because I definitely wasn't feeling great. I did it, and I really stayed off, and I was doing well. And it's just that you get to that comfortable point to where, and it's okay. I won't even say cheat. It's okay to reward yourself.
Oh,
But, I mean, you get comfortable and you start doing it again.
Right.
And in the blink of an eye, you're back to where you were, bloaty, not feeling great.
Right.
Everything seems to
Right.
hurt, because of inflammation, all that stuff,
Yeah.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to go to our mixer station, and Emi is going to concoct a health drink for me today.
It's the green smoothie.
The green smoothie.
This is what
and
I make in the morning most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to go out and push it at all the Wawa so you have it there. It's called an Emi shake, Emi green shake. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Okay.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
up this morning's segment with Emi with a healthy shake.
Yes.
So what do we have here, Emi?
So this is the green smoothie that I make, generally speaking, in the morning. Sometimes I vary it, but it
Okay.
has kale, pineapple, ginger, and a green apple. Sometimes I add lemon, sometimes I add pumpkin seeds. Depends on my mood, really.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll add nuts too if I want some extra protein. I'm not a big protein powder person.
Okay. So, but what's the liquid in there?
Water.
Okay.
Water. Yeah,
Okay.
and you could add, yogurt or almond milk or whatever. I like it less creamy than
Yeah,
some people.
I think a water's, to me, would be better. my
Right,
choice.
and really with the green smoothie, you can do anything. I mean, I have clients who have put zucchini in, put cauliflower in. So, the sky's the limit here. Just be creative.
Yeah, and you know what? In kale, I mean, I have to tell you, a lot of people say kale's horrible
Yeah.
tasting.
It's not.
It's really not, and especially when you put it with something, it really, it's like almost like a mushroom. It just absorbs whatever. And
Exactly. And I put it in soups and stews and chili on occasion,
I.
much to my kids' chagrin. But it makes a great salad. It's really very versatile.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I love the green smoothie, as we were talking about too, as far as digestion, is that we don't chew enough. So we tend to, put a bite in our mouths and essentially swallow it whole. And when we're doing that, we're not digesting food properly or as well and not absorbing the nutrients. And the great thing about the smoothie is that because it's been kind of chopped up into teeny tiny little bites, it's almost like it's pre-digested, so we're going to absorb the nutrients a lot faster than actually just eating, a piece of kale.
Keep it right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we
So
do?
we're gonna-
We
so I'm
load
gonna
it up.
we load it up, and I have a Vitamix, but if you don't, or if you have a really old blender, which is what I had until a couple of years ago, you can just add, fruits and vegetables in one thing at a time, so it doesn't get overloaded and get stuck.
Okay.
So
We're
I'm
have to
gonna-
have you come back because I want to see what that thing does. I want to drop like credit cards in it and stuff like that.
I've made some pretty amazing things in here.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a shot. This is my pusher thing. We're going to start off slowly. Oh, hold on. Turn the power on. Always a bonus.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Wow.
So it's
Now
gonna-
that's like effortless
Oh, yeah.
chopping it up. Look how fast that's happening. It's like a mad scientist with that thing.
Concoct all sorts of great stuff. So that's
My
it.
God, that's it.
That's
Now
it.
that's the green smoothie.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's easy, and I don't really measure. So I throw in an apple, I cut up some pineapple, I take a couple of leaves of kale, and just so that to make things easy for people too. Kale looks like this, but you can just de-spine it easily by running your finger along it this way to take off the really tough piece too, if you want to
Okay.
remove that.
All right.
So.
So as we're getting ready to enjoy our green smoothie, these are some of the things we wanted to talk about also.
Right.
That I know I use. This is organic apple
Yeah,
cider vinegar. Tell us a little bit about apple cider vinegar.
So
and how
apple
you
cider
utilize it.
vinegar is awesome. There you go. Because it can help with allergies. It also helps aid in digestion. Also helps build your immune system, and it increases your metabolism so that
You
you
can
can lose.
digest.
Yeah, you can lose
Well,
weight too.
Yeah.
It has a high content of vitamin C and B vitamins, along with a whole host of other things. I've taken it to help with my allergies, and I usually do it in the morning with
what else do
like
we
a
have,
teaspoon
Morris?
or two of the apple cider vinegar, and then water, because it's
Water.
really strong.
It is strong.
It's
I
really, really
diluted and I put in a big cup,
Yeah,
a couple teaspoons, and you still taste the apple cider vinegar.
yeah.
And with a little bit of lemon.
Good stuff. good stuff. And
Now,
there's
what's this?
a bazillion other uses for that. So
Bee
that
pollen.
is bee pollen. And I've read recently that there's no scientific correlation about whether or not bee pollen helps for allergies. I know a lot of people who swear by it. So you can take, a teaspoon of that every day. It's something that you want to do consistently for a period of time. It's not like you take bee pollen for a day and, oh, hey, I have no allergies.
Right.
But essentially it's giving you a little bit of what aggravates you. And you want it to be local too. So getting bee pollen, if you're in New Jersey, getting it from California is not going to be as
Not gonna
helpful.
helpful.
It's not
Right.
going to have the pollens that are triggering you.
Okay, and then we have
This
some.
is my favorite homeopathic remedy.
Okay.
It's made by Boiron, and similar to the bee pollen, where it's kind of giving you a teeny tiny little bit of what can be triggering you, and then it helps relieve all the congestion and runny nose and all that stuff.
No medicine, no drugs,
No, it's all natural.
natural stuff.
It works for some people, it doesn't work for other people.
Okay.
So I like it, and I like it because for me, if I'm taking over-the-counter medications, it really dries me out, and then I can't taste anything. So.
Okay. I've just got green gunk on my nose. Well, we're gonna wrap up this segment. I'm Keith Reynolds with Emi Kirschner, our health expert,
Who's spilling green
who's
smoothie on
spilling
the floor.
green smoothie on the floor. But this is a fantastic drink. Try it at home. It's a great way to help with your immune system as well as your digestive system.
Did do a good job though.
Yes, you did. It's very good. We're going to be right back after this commercial break with our next guest.